Shalom to you. In this video, we're going to look at installment loans. One of the major installment loans we're going to look at specifically is mortgage. This is very useful because at the time in your life you may need money. You may need to borrow money from a company or buy a house or a car, and you just loan the money, or even going for further studies. And so you have to pay interest to whoever the lender, and then pay the money on a monthly basis. So some of the terminologies we need to know what installment loan is. What I know is installment. It means you're paying it monthly or weekly or yearly, but you're paying the same amount periodically until it's done. Again, a major one we are looking at here is mortgage. Credit cards, it is also a kind of type of installment loans, because you're borrowing that money, you're using it to buy something. The good thing is that even if you don't have money at hand, you can still buy what you want, but then you're going to pay it off every month. The bad downside of it is sometimes you overspend. The money, when you pay it, you realize how much you've spent. Okay, so be careful when using credit card. Anyway, mortgage is a long-term installment loans. Perhaps sometimes it 30 years, 40 years. It could also be 15. It doesn't mean that it has to be this long, but most of the time is this long because the money is huge. And so to be able to pay it, to break it down into smaller amounts that you will be able to pay. But the longer it is, the more interest you're going to pay. So the sooner you can get them paid, the better. Okay. So some of the terminologies. Down payment is a portion of money you have to pay right away. Once you purchase the house before the mortgage starts. Then amount of mortgage is when you subtract the down payment from the original amount that you bought the house. So suppose you buy the house at 230,000 and they require you to pay 10% down payment. So you find 10% of 230,000, which is going to be 23,000. So this is what you pay. You pay that right away. And then whatever is left of it is the mortgage. Is the mortgage amount. So that's what the interest will be charged upon. And then you'll be paying every month. So to find that mortgage, find the percent of the down payment, subtract it from the sale price, and then you have your mortgage to pay. So this mortgage now is going to kind of be our principal, because that's what the interest is going to be paid. So note that there are other costs involved in mortgage. You need to look at your truth in lending disclosure statement. In that statement, you see the APR, which is the annual percentage rate. The annual percentage rate includes it specifies all the costs that are kind of hidden, including the points, if you need to pay money in the escrow account, all these things will be specified there. Anything hidden extra that you need to pay in addition to the mortgage rate. Okay. So the formula is this. You can see some similarity with the other formulas we have used, except here you notice that NT is negative. Okay, and the 1 is in front rather than behind, so you need to pay attention to this. And then the principal is not the initial amount, it is the amount financed, which is the mortgage. It is the mortgage. Okay, so, and this is not the final value, it is the monthly payment. It is the monthly payment. So those are things you need to make sure you get them clear in your head. Let's look at the problem. The price of a home That's the price of a home. That's the amount you would pay. If you have that money right away, you just pay it, and then you don't have to pay anything else. But because you don't have that money at hand, you see how much money you're going to pay at the end after all the other little fees and interest comes in. So we're going to have 10% down payment and 2 points at the time of closing. Okay, so let's find the down payment. So the down payment, okay, down payment is going to be 10% of 195,000. So we change that 10% to decimal. It's going to be 0.1195000. Okay, let's get the calculator. Okay, so we do 0. You can also, if you're not sure, sometimes the decimal, people mix up the decimal point. If you're not sure, you can just do this right away in the calculator. 10%, 10 over 100, and then multiply by 195. It's always good to check, even if you know. Sometimes our brain, we think something else and we do something else. So 19,500. So the down payment is going to be 19,500. So this is the amount that will be paid down. And then secondly, we're going to find the amount of mortgage. So the amount of mortgage is going to be, if we take the original sale price and then we subtract this amount, the down payment. So how much is left for us to pay? We can go back to our calculator and subtract it. We have 195,000 minus, we can go ahead and select that amount from there, enter, 175,555. Okay, 175,555. That's 175, oh, 500, I mean. Okay, so this is the amount of mortgage, the mortgage amount. That's our P. So that's what we work with now. All right, let's go on to the next question. How much must be paid for 2 points at closing? Okay, so the 2 points at closing is 2. They say 2 points. If it's 2 points, then it's 2%. So we do 2%. Let me just write the points. So we know we're paying the points. Going to be 2% of that amount, which is 175,500. So which is 0.02 times 175,500. So again, let's plug it into our calculator. It's helpful when we have graphing calculator like this because it stores our data and we can pull it up from there right away. So 0.02 times, and we can go ahead, and that's the last one we put in there, enter, 3510, 3510, 3510. So this is the amount of they will pay for the points for the institute, to the institute. Okay. All right. Next, find the monthly payment. Okay, so now we are going to do find how much we'll be paying every month to pay off all that is left. Now we've paid the down payment, we've paid the point. These are all the part of the expenses we're going to calculate later. So let's find on the next slide. Okay, so using the formula, that's for the monthly payment. We just plug things in. I wrote this here to make it easier so we're not going back to the slide to find things. Okay, So we just plug this in. Our P is 175,500. Our rate is in decimal 0.075. Our N is 12 because it is paid every month, once a month. So there are 12 months in a year, so 12 times it's going to be paid. And then here we have 1 minus, and then we have 1 plus. R again is 0.075 over 12, and minus 12 times T is 15. And if we have graphing calculator, we can plug everything in on the calculator the way it is. Okay, let's do that. All right, I'll go to alpha y and get my fraction, the first one. Okay, so I'm going to take, since it is still here, I'm going to go up and just select it, enter, and then times, I'm going to put that parenthesis here, and put another fraction, and then I'm going to type the 0.075 and use my arrow key, come down, and this 12, and use my arrow key, go out, and that parenthesis closes, and I'm going to come down. That's all the numerator done. Now down, I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm gonna do 1, type in the 1, and then minus, I'm going to put parentheses. So if you're doing this manually, if you're doing it step by step, make sure you follow the order of operation. Plus, here I'm going to put fraction, and then type 0.075, and that down, 12, and that out. I'm going to close the parentheses, and then I'm going to use the arrow to go up for exponent there, and then negative. Make sure you use this negative symbol for negative, not subtraction. It's negative, it's 12, and then times 15, the number of year, and we are done. Now again, if you're doing this manually, if you're not doing it with a calculator like this, make sure you do the parentheses first, and then you do the exponent after you multiply them, and before you take 1 minus this whole bunch. Okay, you don't do this minus 1, it's 1 minus that. Okay, do the top separately, do the bottom separately, and then divide. Okay, now we can hit the enter button. 1626. Now normally it's going to be a whole number, you know, whenever since the money you're depositing, it's kind of rounded number. 1626. Okay, so we have 1626, which 1627 actually, right? We round 1627. Okay, sorry, let's keep it even 100. Okay, oh my goodness, what is that? I want red. Oh, well, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so this is how much you'll be paying every month. Every month you pay 1627. All right, the next question, find the total interest paid. Okay, the total interest, first of all, to find how much interest is paid, we have to find how much total we have paid. So if we are paying 1627 every month, how much do we pay in a year? So we have to multiply that by 12. Multiply it by 12, and then that's how much we pay in a year. And how much do we pay in 15 years? Again, we have to multiply that 12 by 15. And so this will give us how much we've paid all through. Again, plug that into calculator. So we have 1627 times 12 times 15 equals 292,860. Okay, 292,860. So this is the amount we paid after paying the down payment and the points. Now, to find the interest, then we're going to take that money, because if we notice this money is bigger than the money of the mortgage, of course, because the interest is inside here. This money here is both the mortgage amount plus the interest. So if we subtract the mortgage amount, whatever that is left is going to be the interest. So we do the interest. It's going to be 292,860 minus 175,500. Okay, let's go back to our calculator. Good, we still have that on our screen, so we can just go ahead and do minus 175,500 117,360. Okay. 117,360. So this is how much interest we paid. So the lender gained this amount from us in addition to the points. And so, well, let's see, how much did we end up spending in buying the whole house? How much did we spend out? So let's add up all the money, the interest, all the money we have paid together and see what we get. Okay. So we have down payment, and we paid for the points, and now we paid for the mortgage. Okay, since we have the mortgage added together with interest, these are all the money we paid. So we already have these together as 292,860, so we can just use that. And then we paid 3,510 for the points, and then we paid 19,500 down payment. So altogether, how much did we pay? Total spent on the house. All right, we can put them into our calculator. I'll go and select, we have that mortgage and interest here, plus, and then we have 19,500 plus 3,510, 315,870, 315,870, 315,870. So this is the total amount we spent on this month. Remember, initially it was the sale price was 195,000. How much more did we pay altogether? Double. We paid double. Look at that. We paid double, more, even more than this. This is not the amount we bought the house. That is the amount we bought the house eventually. This is interesting. Okay. So if we couldn't pay in 50 years, supposing it was 30 years, 40 years, the money will probably triple, you know. So Interesting. All right. So in summary, remember, pay close attention to the formula. Make sure you plug in things correctly. Remember that this is, that's why instead of using the A like we usually use for final amount, we use that the monthly payment P, something different. So remember that this is the monthly payment, MT, okay, PMT. It could, these are variable anyway. And remember that this is not the initial sale, it is the mortgage. This is the mortgage. Mortgage price. And that here you have this negative, the negative, which is not on the other compound interest formula. So pay attention to that. All right. So it's very important to remember what each term represents. And then to follow the order of operation, you have to do all these parts first before you do one minus that. Okay. Hope you get that.